Hello and welcome back to Healthy Spouse, Healthy House. My name is Tony and my channel focuses on health, wellness, and relationships. I believe that there are 15 different areas of health that any one person can work on at any point in time in their lives. So each week I ask you to join me as I introduce, define, and discuss each one of those areas of health, and then at the end we'll make plans and we'll make goals so that we can become healthier in that area. Now, if you want to share your plans and your goals with me or with others, just put it in the comment section, or if you want to start a conversation, or if you have any other questions, just put them in the comment section. Okay, so guys, let's get started. So last week we talked about spiritual health, and we talked about the 7 different aspects of spiritual health, which includes prayer, praise and worship, purpose, practices, people, place, and persistence. This week I want to talk about fasting. Now, take note that fasting will go under the practices aspect of spiritual health. And if you want to know more about spiritual health and the 7 different aspects of it, just go ahead and watch my previous video just titled Spiritual Health. Okay, so I wanted to talk about fasting for 2 reasons. The first one is personal, and that's because fasting has been an important and intricate part of my spiritual health journey. That's the first reason. And then the second reason is because fasting involves and can improve not just your spiritual health, y'all, but also your mental, your emotional, and your physical health. Why or how is this true? And simply put, it's because when you fast, you're disciplining your mind and your body, and you're also eliminating worldly distractions so that you can be strengthened spiritually. Now, let's look at it like this. Now, in order to obtain and maintain your physical health, you need to exercise and you need to strengthen your body, your physical body, right? Okay, so your spirit is also a living, breathing part of you that needs to be exercised and strengthened, just like your physical body. A lot of times we focus or put a lot of emphasis on our physical bodies and how we look and how we present ourselves, to other people, because that's the part that other people see. But we have to strengthen and exercise our spiritual bodies too, y'all. So fasting is a tool that we can use. Is much more than a tool, but I think you get what I'm saying. So fasting is a tool that is used to strengthen our spiritual body. It strengthens our connection with God. It helps us to build self-control, and it also helps us to overcome temptation and so much more, y'all. There are so many benefits to fasting that can improve all of those areas of health, your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So before we go any further, let's just take a moment to define what fasting is. So fasting is when you voluntarily reduce or eliminate your food intake for a specific time and purpose. And also fasting can include reducing and eliminating a thing or an action for a specific time and purpose. Sometimes the purpose is just to get healthier spiritually. But people fast for so many reasons, such as like maybe to observe a holy time or a celebration. Some people fast when they're mourning. Some people are fasting to seek redemption or seeking deliverance, seeking wisdom or direction. Some people fast if they're struggling with a major life decision, or some people fast when they're preparing for ministry, and some people are fasting when they're or they fast when they're worshiping, just to worship God and just to humble themselves. So, guys, let me give you a few different types of fasts that you can do. So, the first one will be an absolute fast. And in an absolute fast, you do not eat or drink anything during this fast, not even water. An example of that in the Bible is when Jesus did an absolute fast for 40 days and 40 nights. And then after that, he was tempted by Satan. And so with that, I think you can find that, you can definitely find that in Matthew chapter 4, if you want to read more about that. So the first one is an absolute fast. The second one is a complete fast. And that's when you only drink water. So you do not consume any solid foods. All you do is drink water. Now, that's the second one. The third type of fast is called a partial fast. Sorry. It's called a partial fast. And it's when you refrain from eating or drinking anything from sunup to sundown, or it's when you take away certain foods out of your diet and you refrain from those certain foods or drinks or whatever for a period of time. Now, that's a partial fast. Now, the next one, or the fourth one, is a Daniel fast. And this is one of the more popular types of fasts that I've known people to do. And in this fast, it was taken directly from the Bible. I think Daniel chapter 10. But it was taken directly from the Bible, where Daniel was fasting during his time of mourning, and then God was giving him visions and different things like that. So if you want to read more about that, you can. But within the Daniel fast, what you eat is fruit, nuts, vegetables, and water. And you stay away from like meats and processed foods, breads and chips and fried foods and different things like that. And that's one of the more popular types of fast that I've seen. I know that was one of the fasts that I used to partake in constantly, at least once a year. Also, the fifth type of fasting is a corporate fasting, and that involves a group of people, 2 or more people. It could be a couple. It could be like a Bible study group or something like to that nature, a congregation, like a whole church fast. So that's a corporate fasting when it includes more than one person. So the next one, or the last one that I want to let you guys know about, is called a non-food fast. And within this type of fasting, you're fasting from a thing or a practice or something like that, things that you do, or even from people. So in this fast, a lot of people tend to fast from gaming or TV or let's see, social media, those types of things. And this may sound shocking. I don't know if you know, but some people do fast from sex during this time. And if you decide to fast from sex, that's kind of like a corporate thing, right? Because then that's involving, 2 people, you and your spouse, right? So if you are fasting or abstaining from sex, fasting from sex, make sure your spouse is on board too, is all I have to say about that. Just make sure that you guys are doing that type of fasting together. And I also want to just let you know, before you start any type of fasting, make sure you talk to your a medical professional or a health professional. Just make sure that you're talking to and you're having open dialogue so that you can make sure this is something that you can do. There are some people that cannot do an absolute fast or a complete fast, or even the Daniel fast, because of what their personal needs are and their personal physical needs. Remember, fasting involves not just your spiritual health, but your physical health, your mental health, and emotional health. So before you do any type of fasting, just make sure that you, again, have that open dialogue with the medical health professional. Well, guys, I hope you've learned something. And if you learned something, I ask you to like this video. I ask you to subscribe. I ask you also to share or just put a comment in the comment section. So, well, let's continue on this journey. I'll see you next week. All right, God bless you. Bye.